I remember the first time that I walked into this room. It's been almost 3 years. I had come from working out of the south end of Chicago. The excitement of the big city had thrilled me. My social life and my spiritual life were at their peak. But physically, there were some changes. I had a doctor appointment, and the man looked at me. And as he looked me in the eye, I knew that what I had suspected was not what was wrong. The prognosis was cancer. And this big man, a doctor, not of my faith, said, "Before you feel too sorry for yourself, I want you to go home and I want you to promise me you'll read the story of Job." So I promised him that I would. And so I sat down and one by one saw things that happened to him and realized that this was just a minor thing in my life, and that if it be the will of the Father, that everything would be taken care of. And so as I knelt down that night, I remember fervently asking that if this had to be, that I would have the ability to endure whatever I had to endure. Surgery went okay. I had promised my family that if a job teaching seminary ever came up, I'd come home. And I remember pondering a great deal. And after I just felt an overwhelming answer to some prayers, go, you've got to go. I didn't look the best. After having chemotherapy, I'd lost a lot of hair. And the more I looked in the mirror, the more I thought, man, how is this repulsive-looking lady going to meet kids of age 14 and up? That was a real concern for me. But they came, and there was nothing said. They accepted me as their teacher. However, one period I had a group of 3 boys. The one boy walked in the first day, baseball cap on his head, sat in the seat with a look of, "I dare you to teach me the gospel of Jesus Christ." They began coming to seminary, not with books in hand yet, but they came. Things were going well again. And in April of 1984, again, they found out I had another tumor. And I started chemotherapy again, but this time it was stronger. My principal decided that what a great opportunity this would be for the young people to exercise faith. And I'll just never forget the feeling that I felt during that day. And as everybody came in, "We're fasting for you." But the most comforting feeling came when my 3 big senior boys came in and said, "We're fasting for you."
Sister Anderson,
I don't think they'd ever fasted for anybody in their life. But then I realized that a great bond had developed between their teacher and themselves. And my love for them just was immense. And the principal called on the one boy who had sat in the back of the room with a baseball cap and said, "Would you offer an opening prayer?" And no questions asked. He had never even offered a prayer in my class. But he said, "Yeah, I'll do it. For Sister Anderson, I'll do it." And during the prayer, all I can remember is the tears that ran down my face. I heard a young man exercise total trust and faith in the Lord. I knew that he had learned something, that somebody really cared for him. August of '84, the one young boy came and he said, "I've made a commitment. I'm going to put in my papers and I'll go on a mission." And in January, I had an opportunity to speak at his farewell. I listened to him bear his testimony of how a little bald-headed lady he had impressed had changed his life. And so I know then that the Lord does direct our paths. I do know that the Lord knows who I am. And if he knows who I am, he knows who myriads of other people, everybody is. I have truly felt joy. And that the Lord has blessed me, not with the way that I would like to be blessed. I would probably have liked him just to wipe the cancer out of my body and say, "You're free." But it hasn't been so. Because 3 times I've had hope, and 3 times it hasn't happened. But he has blessed me with the ability to endure. I know he lives. And I, like Job, know that the day will come when I see him in his glory.